My intentions are so inspiring.
My intentions are so inspiring.
That I can see myself.
That I can see myself.
I'm a successful teen entrepreneur.
I'm a successful teen entrepreneur.
Copyrights, patents, trademarks, and there's one other one, it's a little bit trickier, called trade secrets.
But the base logo has stayed the same. And it'll probably stay the same to the company dies, which I doubt they will.
Figure out what's the worst case scenario. What is the very worst case scenario by trying something? If you try something and you fail, is it that you have to put your head down and go, oh, it didn't work out? No, that's not a big deal, because then you say, well, that part didn't work out, maybe next time I'm going to try it a different way.
Create opportunities.
I create opportunities.
I create jobs.
I create jobs.
I'm a positive role model.
I'm a positive role model.
Here in the United States
Here in the United States
of America.
of America.
Give a hand to yourself. Thank you.
First off, I'm really happy to be in Alumni360, and we got to experience an amazing thing today. We got to visit 3 colleges. I mean, if you count the Claremont colleges, it was like 3, 4, 5 in 1. And the first one we went to was UCR.
But my name is Gabriel Hernandez III. I'm actually graduating this year. My major is material science engineering with an emphasis in biomaterials.
Going to these 3 different colleges was a good experience because not many students know the type of college they want. Either they want a small college or a big college or an agricultural college. And being able to actually visualize and see the classrooms and visualize the dorms, it kind of gives you an insight of what type of style you get to live in the college.
And it was really exciting because we were mainly exposing ourselves to colleges that weren't near our area. We always heard about UCR and we always heard about the Claremont colleges, but we never really got to see what the campus looked like. Or we would go online and search it up, but we didn't really know what it felt like to be around that area.
When we went to UCR, Gabriel was speaking to us about scholarships.
There's also scholarships like at your local bank, and there's even scholarships maybe like in, let's see, like City Hall. Like the city will actually have scholarships for students too.
There's so many different types of scholarships one can win for any single thing, whether it be because you're Hispanic, whether it be because you're female, you're the oldest, you're the youngest sibling. It's really nice to know that there's people out there who will give money for free to those who really want it and who really are determined to achieve their goals.
Like the overall experience of the field trips to the 3 different colleges was great because I was able to understand that there's so many things out there that I don't know, and if I just like believe in myself and I build a networking system with so many people, then I'll able to accomplish my goals more easily.
What I want to say about UCR is that it's a really open campus, it's a really beautiful campus, and it's really big above all things. And there's a lot of students that go there, and they all seem very friendly. And I also was exposed to a new field that I didn't even know existed, bioengineering. And he explained what it was, and I've heard about bioengineering, but I didn't really know what it was and how it had an impact on people.
So we went to Cal Poly, and it was great to be able to talk to the director of admissions, Dr. Cecilia.
Even the president is actually in that corner over there.
Who told us some great advice about making sure we turn in our assignments, any scholarships before the deadline, and to always believe in ourselves, because there's always that person who doesn't believe in themselves, so they don't really have the mindset to achieve what they really want. And to always have and know that you have people backing you up on your side, whether it be your family, whether it be your friends. So that's what we learned.
Yeah, being a junior, you hear a lot about people visiting colleges, and you kind of get scared because, you know, these people have they're not first gen going to college. They have their parents and their grandparents that went to college and went to a certain college, so they know where to go, what questions to ask, and you're like, okay, I'm here and I'm hearing about all these colleges, but I'm not really sure how to visit, or like, how do I even go? Do I just show up? So it's great that we have Alumni360. So it's just like a support group. So you guys are all encouraged to go, and you're not scared when you get there. You're all just like really pumped, and it's really fun. So I'm really glad we went.
Hey, it's Janine with Alumni360, and we just had an amazing meeting with Mr. Huey Scott. Huey, what did you talk about today?
Today we talked about a lot. Usually what I like to do is SEL, social emotional learning, but I like to do it in an innovative or creative way. And I like to start with a game called Listen and Respond that I made up. You have to listen to your left and respond to your right. And one of the reasons why I like to play this game is because I like to first start off with something fun to get the kids entertained, to get them engaged, and also to get their minds thinking fast and quick and sharp. Magenta.
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 That's cool. Giselle, one of our members, what were you thinking when you were playing that game?
Well, I found it difficult trying to concentrate on everything that was going on, because from one part you're hearing like a name or a number, and then the other side you're hearing a color or an expression, and it's just so much going on.
Listen, respond.
And then you transferred those key concepts of them being mindful of their emotions and mindful of their thinking to Shark Tank and building their own board game, building their own product. What was going on there?
So, once again, innovative and creative social emotional learning. So when you break into the groups or in pairs, so you have to listen, you have to respect the person. Once you listen to their ideas, then you respond like, I like this, or no, I think we should change this. So knowing how to work together, knowing how to work under pressure, have a time constraint in a very creative way. So I think it's a really good skill, a practical skill for students to have. Who's your target audience? I know it's kids, but like catered to like
mainly for families.
Families?
Just for them to be able to bond together.
So then tell me, so then we transition to the game portion in the style of Shark Tank, where you literally had like 7 minutes to put together an idea, a manual with directions, and to create a concept of a board game. Explain to me, what was that process like for you?
Difficult, challenging, because normally 7 minutes is kind of like the amount you get to like have an idea spark.
Yeah.
So if you have to do 7 minutes and do the whole process, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Do you feel like there were a lot of dominant people in your group?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did that work for you?
Well, as one of the dominant people, I think it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Until we got to the presenting part.
So the point of this game is that each player starts with 10 emojis, and the emojis are used to represent data. And the maximum amount of data you can get is 32, so everyone starts with 10.
And she did pretty well improvising. She took
really
over, and I was like, thank the Lord, she saved us.
You guys compensated each other very well. That's really good. So, last question: what did you learn the most in that process?
This is technically a smaller, shorter version of real life. You gotta start taking this serious, because when you're older, real life situations like this happen all the time, and you better be prepared, because it's scary.
You got it. It came out of your mouth, not mine. It came out of hers. Good job. Good job. All right, here's social emotional learning on the innovative, creative way. I want to thank the both of you for allowing myself to give a little bit of me of what I teach in this class. Hopefully you guys have benefited and learned from it. And social emotional learning, where you're able to adapt into your emotions, knowing how to work under pressure, knowing how to bring an attitude towards your project, but in a way where you're able to express yourself in a very friendly environment to success. And I want to thank the Alumni360 for having me here, Huey Scott, at the new academy at Canoga Park.
unwritten, carry my mind, I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned, staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition, feel the rain.
Alumni360 has opened my eyes and enlightened me to the endless possibilities that lie ahead of me. It has taught me that my financial status should not and will not be something that stops me from getting into a good college and having my right to a higher education.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Diego, and I'm a student of Woodland Hills Academy. This is my first year in Alumni360, and I'm very excited for this evening.
That there is a story that wants to live through us. That's a story that nobody else can tell. And we only get one shot to tell it. And that shot is this life that we have.
Financial stability in this economy is horrible, but there's a lot of opportunities out there.
What I got from that is seizing the opportunity of a lifetime within the lifetime of the opportunity. And that's really the essence of Alumni360, is really opening their eyes to the opportunity that's all around them.
As you raise your children, you do not know what kind of adults they're going to become. You just hope that you put the skills in them to make sure that they can be the best person that they can be.
It is really hard to invest in yourself when you're a young person if no one invests in you. Alumni360 is not trying to do everything for them. It's trying to be their GPS. It's trying to guide them.
Maybe control over the unknown is not meant for us. Maybe the future is meant to be the biggest and most tedious challenge of our lives. Maybe so, but planning never hurts, and Alumni360 never hurts. And it helps to make the realization a much easier pill to swallow.
As we move through life and people are like, no, you should do this, or you should do that, or this is who you are, and this is all you can do. Remember moments like this. Remember moments like what Ms. Ledford has created in Alumni360, when you are surrounded by love and support and people who want nothing more than for you to live to the highest of your potential and for you to share that spark of genius that only you have.
So close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words from your lips. Catch yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words from your lips. Catch yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still
Hey, so we're here playing cash flow. The kids are learning about finances, they're learning about buying houses, they're learning about stocks, and they're learning about passive income versus active income.
You got to take into mind, for example, like the expenses, and you got to take that all away from what the total income would be. So income minus expenses would be the cash flow you get.
Ms. Lopez's brother taught us about stocks, and a lot of us were buying, the stocks would cost like $10, and we would only buy like two shares, and he's like, no, if you like buy more shares, you'll get more money, versus if you only buy 2, the max profit you can get is $20. Why would you do that? You're only getting $20 back.
Your stock flounders. You know what flounders means? It went down. So, or massive losses due to tainted drug scandals. All stockholders lose a half of their ownership rights.
What's an asset? Yell it out.
Something that you get your money in your pocket.
All right, what's a liability?
Something that you get in your pocket.
You get a deal that's not good, but then when you keep on playing, you get a deal that you didn't expect that you would get. It's a really, really good deal, and then you end up getting a lot of money.
Now, active income, money that you get for trading your time and the value you're putting into the marketplace. Passive income, what is that? Who got downsized? And that basically means you got what?
We lost our job.
No paying tax. You got fired, basically, or you got laid off.
Even if you get downsized more than once, you can still get out of the rat race and have a high passive income. I was downsized 5 times and I still got out of the rat race and the second highest passive income.
Use that power to do something for yourself. Once you have that something for yourself, help somebody else that can't really do it for themselves, right?
Whatever you feel is going to help you get to where you want to be in your future, definitely go for it.
But what did I learn from that experience is no does not mean no. It means not now.
Can I afford to go to this college and pay this amount every single year? Can I afford to get out with $50,000 in debt? Plus your interest. You always have to figure in whatever your interest is going to be.
I go golfing with my professors. I know their husbands, I know their wives, because I became friends with them, and they gave me opportunities and internships and things like that that I wouldn't have had if I didn't make that relationship with my professor.
If I can leave you with something to hold on to in life, it would be to constantly surround yourself with greatness.
Financial freedom comes and you can start to build wealth when you have no debt.
Even if I go blind, I know for a fact I can make an inspirational story. I can inspire a bunch of other kids just like me who didn't have all the opportunities in the world.
the rain from Los Angeles to meet and see you. She knows some of you guys are entrepreneurs, all of you know about entrepreneurship, and she wanted to give you some more tips and tricks.
So again, I'm with Milani Cosmetics, and we're a family-owned company. When I ship one of these out to a customer, I have to make sure we bill one of these, right? Because then I have to collect the money.
I am taking the opportunity today to film this video, and then I'll film my makeup tutorial in the next 2 or 3 days, and you will be seeing the makeup tutorial very soon.
My label on here, right? It cost me a penny to put this label on.
$1,200,000, and our cash flow would be $720,000.
So many things that you buy it costs so little to make it, but to get it to you costs all that.
So I grew up with Lakeshore like we all did at NACP, so being surrounded by Lakeshore and then getting to see how everything was made, what the company's about was amazing. It really blew my mind.
We're so honored that you would take the time to come down to see us.
So the thing that struck me the most was how they made the toys, and how it all started off with a simple drawing, and that drawing had to go through a cycle until the final product was made.
Let's start it before we drew anything. Just started by gathering reference.
Aaron showed us how people do their toys, and then how they showed the pictures, how they had to draw it out, and then they had to make it and see how it works.
And same thing with the president, of Lakeshore, that he was working at a restaurant, and just by being nice to someone, he's now the president at Lakeshore.
So you always make eye contact with people. You say, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Come on, let me see. There you go.
Something I learned from Lakeshore is that they use the kids from the employees to try out their new toys and then improve them if they did a mistake or something.
But the role of public relations is really to maintain a positive image of your brand and your company.
In the job I have now, it's really great. I get to travel all over the country, meet wonderful educators and students, and it's just really a lot of fun. And you're at such a great place in your lives right now.
Often, the best idea is like the 10th idea. You know, at least the 3rd idea.
And I thought it was kind of scary how a lot of them studied different things and ended up at Lakeshore, but that kind of calms me a little bit, because we, as a high schooler going into senior year, not really knowing what I want to do, I know now that it doesn't matter if I go into journalism and then change my mind, because I'll have those experiences and I can still use those tools in wherever I end up.
And now, the CEO of Lakeshore, Bo, is the grandson of it. So it's a family business, which is really unusual now, but it's a family business started by someone that was passionate about an idea.
We love Lakeshore!
Hey, this is Janine, the Executive Director of Alumni360 with our sponsors, Tutors to You, and we are with Mr. Ryan Holbrook, the Director of the Entrepreneurship Program at CSUN. And what did you just get finished doing today?
Yeah, so I had a chance to run through the Marshmallow Challenge with the students in the camp, and also talk a little bit about the process of building a new startup.
So why did you do the Marshmallow Challenge? What were some main takeaways you wanted the kids to get today?
Yeah, so the main takeaways from the Marshmallow Challenge is that prototyping is so critical to startup success. The best way is to start really small and then make sure that it works and then kind of build up from there.
So different groups do this, kindergartners, CEOs, and architects. Which group usually does well with this challenge?
Yeah, so the best groups typically are architects and engineers, which that's a good thing because these are the people building our bridges, building our buildings. Some of the worst performers are recent MBA grads, surprisingly, because they tend to just want to plan, strategize instead of just jumping in and building. And some of the, besides architects and engineers, the other best group of people conducting this activity are kindergartners, because they're not afraid to just get in there, start ramming spaghetti sticks into marshmallows and kind of building a structure from the ground up.
So the concept of taking action, right? Having a bias for action, you really kind of drove through. Wonderful.
Exactly.
And then you talked about the pitch. What were some main takeaways about having a great pitch?
Yeah, so the main takeaway from having your pitch is to be as simple as possible, communicate your idea simplistically. So as entrepreneurs, you want to focus as much of your attention as possible on the benefits, because people buy benefits, they don't buy features. And also the importance of having a pitch beyond just attracting investment capital, beyond winning new venture competitions. It could be a really good way to prototype your idea, get feedback on your idea, find new team members. So there's a lot of other reasons to have a polished pitch ready to go.
Wonderful. So thank you for the director of CSUN Entrepreneurship Program. If you're looking for a great program, check that one out. Thank you to our sponsors, Tutors to You, and we hope our kids had a great time at hearing your talk. So thank you so much for stopping by.
Of course.
Bye.
When you go into a room and are you gonna be negative or are you gonna be positive?
B. Stotzer. She was one of the 5 women who founded New Academy and created this amazing charter school.
How are we gonna overcome this so that we can be better, so we can serve our family, so we can serve our community? So you have a choice, an opportunity or being a victim.
She's made me realize that it doesn't matter where you come from or what your situation is or what people are surrounding you, you can do great things.
So she was really influential because going to an all-girls college, I really appreciate a woman being in charge. I think that's really cool. And just hearing her story and the way she commanded herself, and she was very eloquent, and it was all really cool getting to know her.
She created this environment. She created my childhood. Like, I owe her, there's so much gratitude, there's this giant hole of just thank you. Like, full of memories, full of love, full of teachers, full of laughter, full of you can do this. I feel like if I went anywhere else, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I can say that with every conviction that I have.
Personally, because of my life journey, is that if people understand that the mindset of a woman dictates the trajectory of the legacy of the whole family for generations, they would understand why it's so important to invest in that woman. Because if you don't invest in her, she's not going to invest in anyone else. You're there to give them an opportunity to get to know where you've come from, 1. And 2, you have a right to be in that room. No one should give you or make you believe you don't have a right to be in that room.
None of what came out of her mouth was a lie. None of what came out of her mouth was sugar-coated, because she didn't want it sugar-coated, because she knew that we could handle it, because she knew that if we had enough drive to come and sit down for an hour and a half a Friday of every month, a Friday that we could be out with our friends. She knew that because we wanted to do that, because we wished to do that, that she could speak to us like adults who cared. She treated us like adults who cared. And it made me want to be an adult who cared. And it made me want to be a strong and empowered woman.
Because I don't think anyone in the history of LAUSD has been able to build something like this in a partnership with them. And so it's really her vision and her ability to, and her partnerships and network in getting through LAUSD and creating something and winning them over. So then they all supported the school after it was built.
Especially being Latina, I really connected to her, and I just think her road to success was so cool, and it was really inspirational.
Yeah, she's amazing, and in fact, this school, New Academy, was built largely because of her tenacity and her focus and her ability to get things done. She keeps saying, that sink in your classroom?
Oh yeah,
that's because of me. I was like, thank you for a sink.
If you know how you think, you'll know how your future looks like. If you're grateful for what you have, you'll get more.
Because when someone like B. Stotzers talks to you and says a really short, like emphatic sentence, you think, she's talking to me. This is what she wants me to do. This is what she wants me to do.
B,
oh my goodness,
you are such a wonderful inspiration, my mentor, and you always, with anything that you work on, you always want to make sure that we do the best and the brightest thing that we can do. And so I love you for your tenacity, for the hard work that you always put into everything. And I just want a building named after you because of all the work that you've done. Yes, yes.
And we should be so grateful and so lucky that we can grow up and one day be B. Stotzer, or be like her, or open up a school, or open up a hospital, or open up a theater.
No, it was a charter school and an affordable housing complex and a community center that was here to change the lives of thousands of families. And we've done that and more.
Who has not been to USC?
What's really neat is Janine has started a alumni program.
I just wanted to see, is there a program or some type of education that I can give my low-income students who are doing academically well and doing their part in the classroom, but still aren't getting the information they need to be competitive?
Alumni360 provides a voice of motivation, really.
He just won a fellowship. I want to make sure you guys are aware of the.
In 9th and 10th grade, you don't realize that there are many scholarships that are available and just lots of opportunities. With this program, I'm able to know that they're here and be able to act on it.
I wanted to go to college, yes I did, but I never really had the money for it. We don't have the money. It's just something that we never thought about, you know? I started to see the scholarships. I started highlighting the things that I wanted to do, thinking, oh, I want to do an essay, I want to do a video, I want to do this and that. Oh my gosh, there was so much. I was just so happy.
Alumni360 has created exposure for me. It has exposed me to programs and scholarships and speakers, people who have accomplished great things and who give us their knowledge, who help us understand what we have to do to accomplish those great things.
It takes the same 40 volts to think small than it does to think huge.
We have speakers who come, and one guy named Daniel Luna, he came in and helped us to talk about goals, and I think that was a very good talk because it helped me to learn how to set goals, long-term goals and short-term goals.
Can you all get in the habit of thinking your dollar in terms of dimes and start putting one dime away out of every dollar you make?
What did you feel like these things would contribute back to the world? That's what's interesting.
There's free money out there. You just need to do your work.
When you go into a room and are you gonna be negative or are you gonna be positive?
B. Stotzer. She was one of the 5 women who founded New Academy and created this amazing charter school.
How are we going to overcome this so that we can be better, so we can serve our family, so we can serve our community? So you have a choice, an opportunity or being a victim.
She's made me realize that it doesn't matter where you come from or what your situation is or what people are surrounding you, you can do great things. In March, Alumni360 allowed me to go on the field trip with them. We went to CSUN, Pepperdine, USC, UCLA all in one day. And we saw all of them in one day.
My favorite part of this trip was when we actually got to the colleges was talking to the students and their perspectives and views about college life.
Another reason I was actually thinking about going there, and I haven't really explored it yet, so now that I've actually seen it, I've made my decision. I think I want to go to CSUN.
Pepperdine Library, because it has tons and tons of books, more than I've ever seen, and they're in really good condition. And it also has a good view.
It's kind of like a domino thing where this kid is teaching this kid and this kid how to get scholarships, and it's all coming like from an assembly line, all from Mrs. Letford, who is sharing with us all this knowledge that we wish we knew, and now we're sharing it with the kids that are coming in, the new ones. It creates a sort of map where you can choose where you want to go and you can choose what opportunities you want. It gives you choices. Alumni360 gives you choices because a lot of kids don't have choices, and it's a great program, and I hope it gets bigger and bigger, and I hope it turns into something huge where there are thousands of kids instead of tens of 20s of hundreds, and it would be great. And it's kind of like a chain of command and an assembly line where people pass down knowledge. Hopefully that we get an entire generation of forward thinkers and of leaders and of people who step up and know things. And that'd be great. I know this program can do that.